Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Marcus. We're back with another video. Today I'm going to be giving you a perspective from NFL organizations. Now, I'm using this video as of yesterday's topic, which did really well, I might add. But today's topic is basically on the discussion of yesterday because there's a bunch of mixed feelings. And I think some people don't really get the clear view of my thought of how I was viewing the whole deal of the trade block with Julio Jones. So I'm going to give you guys the brighter side of my thoughts of how I went through with it. And maybe you might understand at the end of this video. But I appreciate each and every one of you on your thought process yesterday. It really meant a lot. Appreciate you guys, man. So let's go ahead and hop into it. The first topic of discussion for today is misconception. Now, when I say this, it's because a lot of NFL fans use their own logics instead of actually thinking of logic-wise when it comes to an organization. When it comes to this, that means that you have to put feelings aside inside of this business. The NFL is cutthroat. If any fan should know, it's the Indianapolis Colts. Colts fans should know that this league is cutthroat. They don't care about feelings, what you may be going through outside as a player, inside or outside. They know once you put on the jersey, you have to play for the organization that acquired you. Simple as that. So when I say things like, yesterday, as an example, when I mentioned to Julio Jones in my segment, I said, who do they want? Whoever they want, they can have. It's because I know if the Colts were to go get Julio Jones, they don't care about a fan's view of how they love a player so much, because if it comes down to what they have to do to go get that player, they're going to do it. They're going to do it, simple as that. The organization really cares about their fans, but they don't care about the fans. You understand? Because at the end of the day, the organization has to do what they have to do to get revenue. Simple as that. They have to do what they got to do. This business revolves around revenue. It's not about a fan's view of what they think. It really isn't. So it's simple as that. So that's why I say this topic is called misconception, because some fans use their own logic instead of realistic logic when it comes to being an owner or a front office manager inside of an organization. It's simple as that. They put feelings aside when it comes to deals, man. They really do. Just look at the deal between T.Y. Hilton coming back to Indianapolis. We almost lost him to Baltimore because Chris Ballard, the way he moves, he didn't want him back. He didn't want to pay the guy. So Jim Irsay had to use his own power to bring back T.Y. Hilton. If it wasn't for that message that Jim Irsay sent, the conversation with him and T.Y. would have been in Baltimore. And that's one of the things that I'm going to use that as an example of misconception. Most people thought, oh, T.Y. is going to be gone. We're not going to get him. He's not coming back. Or he is coming back. But the real thought was that we were going to lose him due to the organization or Chris Ballard as an example of being him. That's how he uses his ways of negotiation. If he wants to move that way, that's how he's going to move. So shout out to Jim Irsay for actually using his power and, trusting Chris Ballard. But he had to step in. He had to step in to bring back T.Y. They're always watching. They're always watching. And that's one of the things I want to bring up for misconception. Now, the next topic I want to talk about is owners when it comes to trading, which pretty much is the same thing I just talked about. When it comes to trading, draft picks, players, all these good things, etc., it doesn't matter what the value is. There's no value when it comes to trading. Now, of course, a trade offer is a suggestion of what they might want, but it's not necessarily a good deal when it comes down to the end of it. For example, the Carson Wentz trade. At first, all these social media accounts, these rumors was all these first and second picks and all this good jazz. And then we wound up getting Carson Wentz for half of what they were originally asking for. So most of the things that you guys read on these trade deals is not the real thing. It's really not. Even when you talk about salary cap, everyone mentions salary cap when it comes to, oh, we're re-signing Braden Smith or re-signing Darius Leonard or Quentin Nelson next year, his deal, he's going to have to get paid. None of that matters, because I guarantee you after June 1st, if Julio is getting traded, he's going to be traded after June 1st. Why? Because that's when we talk about the new salary cap. Simple as that. So everybody, when I mention Julio Jones coming to the Colts as a suggestion, it's a real thing. Nobody's trading for Julio right now, because everyone knows after June, that's when we get some more money. So you guys have to think about that as another thing. Now look, when I'm saying these things, I'm not targeting a certain amount of people in the comment section. This video is for people that do not know how these things work in an organization. Simple as that. Now, of course, some people may know more than me, but that's fine. This video is not for you. This video is for people that aren't educated on how organizations move. Simple as that. Let's hop into the next topic. Players and organizations' mindsets when players get drafted. Now, of course, this is a very good topic because when players get drafted, most of these players think, oh, this is going to be my dream team. I never want to leave. But I tell you this, when an organization drafts a player, they're thinking about the organization. They know what the player is going to bring. Some teams, they go in the draft and draft straight athletic talent. Some people draft players off of what they need. Some people draft them because of the jersey sales. But most organizations do not think alike. I guarantee you. So when players come into the drafts, it's pretty much a cycle at this point. Most players, they really think this is going to be the dream team, and this is what they want to go, and this is where they want to retire. But when business gets involved, all these things change. And a great example I can say for that is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is pretty much, even Tom Brady. Both of these players really wanted to end their careers on a team that drafted them. But when business comes around, the business starts looking for the future. They're not looking at you anymore. When age hits, they're not looking for you. Even Peyton Manning as a great example. Peyton Manning wanted to retire a Colt, even though he did, but he wound up leaving. Well, he didn't leave. He wound up going to Denver due to the organization moving on. And of course, some people did not like that move for the Colts. The Colts did not like the Colts moving on from Peyton Manning. I was one of those guys. But then when I start to realize how the business operates, I understood it. Did I get over it? Absolutely. Now, when Peyton Manning won that Super Bowl with Denver, was I jealous? Absolutely. But you got to understand the process of how the organization moves. And think about this. After we got rid of Peyton, we got Andrew Luck. We loved Andrew Luck. Did he retire overnight? Yes. But the time he was there as a Colt, it was probably the most joyous time to be a Colts fan when he was there because he was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Simple as that, man. So the mindset of players getting drafted and how the organization moves is totally different, man. It's totally different. And this goes back to what I say about the league, man. The business is cutthroat. All feelings are aside when you put on that jersey and rep that team, man. All feelings are aside. Now, next, when it comes to signing contracts, I mentioned this with T.Y. Hilton. It doesn't matter. The value of a fan when they love a person, it does not affect the contracts. It really doesn't. If the ownership and if the organization does not want the player back, they're not going to do that. No matter what age it is, how many fans you got on social media. If the player is loved in the arena, but the organization wants to move on and start rebuilding, they're going to do that. There's 3 different modes a team is going to be in. One is contending, one is rebuilding, and one is just flat up tanking for that prospect in the draft. It's simple as that. So, I mean, you could put that in the same category as rebuilding, but those are the modes that most teams are in. And for the Colts, I think we're in contending mode. And that's why yesterday, my passion for going to get Julio was so high because we are contending right now. And if you want to contend, you're going to try to make a move and go get those top players. Simple as that. We're contending. We're not rebuilding. We're not tanking. We are contending. So if Julio's offer is on the table, we're going to go put our offer up. It's not known that we're going to go get him, but we're going to put our offer up. Simple as that. We're going to put an offer up. Now, most people asked me yesterday and the day before, what's your offer for Julio Jones? I don't know. I'm not an owner. But I know there's going to be an offer for the Colts to go up there to try to go get him. Simple as that. The Falcons want him out, and they agreed to part ways with Julio, so he's going to be gone sooner or later. And the Colts will be in the bidding. Now, if we don't have the best bid, it is what it is. But the salary cap-wise, the Colts have the second most salary cap to buy Julio Jones' contract. We have the second most in the NFL. Simple as that. So we can go get Julio if we really wanted to. The owner's view on veterans and stars and depth, man. When it comes to this, man, when it comes to veterans, most teams, they love, like I said, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, they love the veterans, man. But if it's time to move on, if the ownership thinks that, then it's time to move on. Now, of course, everybody's not going to agree with the move, but most teams look towards the future. They look towards the future before anybody else because they know what they got to do to get that money. Look at Tim Tebow, great example. Took years out of the NFL. Jaguars bought him in because of revenue. They know tickets are going to sell when Tim Tebow hits the stadium. That's how owners move. Now, of course, most people like Colts fans or Titan fans, they're like, why would they go get Tim Tebow? That's a waste of talent. Most teams don't look for that. Most teams are looking for revenue. You got to understand, revenue is key in this organization, man. So jersey sales, all this to get your team known or put on TV time and medias and stuff like that, that's where the organization moves. Simple as that. But let me get your thoughts in the video. How do you think the Colts move? Are we a contender? Are we rebuilding? Or let me know your whole thoughts on the Colts as the front office. Chris Ballard, Jim Irsay, let me know your whole thoughts. And if you are a fan of another team, let me know where do you think your team stands right now. And until next time, this is Marcus, and you've been Culture Shock.